What's up everyone, Kirby here, and today I'll be doing another movie review. Today I'll be reviewing a movie that I watched for the very first time on Netflix last week. It's a comedy starring Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg, and that would be on the 2010 comedy The Other Guys. So basically what The Other Guys is about is we have these two really popular police detectives named Detective Danson, played by Dwayne Johnson, and Detective Highsmith, played by Samuel L. Jackson. They're both really popular, and we also have these guys uh, who we mainly focus on. Detective Gamble, played by Will Ferrell, and Detective Hoyt, played by Mark Wahlberg, who both don't really like what they have to do right now because they really hate having to fill in paperwork for Danson and Highsmith. Not to mention, they're also pretty jealous too, that because uh you know Danson and Highsmith are really popular police detectives, and Detective Hoyt really wishes to become really popular too. Um, but then one day, when uh when Danson and Highsmith were trying to solve like uh investigation, they were both killed during the process when they both jumped from a building. And so basically, it's now up to Gamble and Hoyt to pretty much take their place and solve the rest of the mission, despite the fact that Gamble and Hoyt do not really like each other at all. And what they also have to do is that they have to solve the case of and try to stop a billionaire named David Urson, played by Steve Coogan, who's committing investment fraud. That's kind of how I can explain the plot for what The Other Guys is about. So my opinion on this movie, yeah, this movie was all right. Um, definitely not one of the best comedies I've ever seen. It was just all right for what it is. Um, I've seen far other mediocre comedies than this one. I mean, I thought Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg were both fine in the movie. Uh, Same with Dwayne Johnson and Samuel L. Jackson, even though their characters only appeared in the beginning of the movie. Also, Michael Keaton's also in it. He plays the police chief named Captain Sheen. Yeah, I thought he was fine in the movie. Yeah, to be honest, The Other Guys was just a little bit funny. Not too funny. Like most of the humor is pretty predictable, I'm not gonna lie. And it's just one of those movies with just a generic plot, with generic writing. Um, there's some parts of the movie that I found pretty funny though. I'm not gonna lie. I will admit that was pretty cool that Michael Keaton's character was portrayed as not only as a police chief, but he also works as an employee at Bed Bath and Beyond. Yeah, uh that was pretty funny of how the character was portrayed. And there's also this really funny line in the movie that um I can't really stand because of how funny it is. There's this one scene where Captain Sheen was making a reference to a TLC song when he said, "Don't go chasing waterfalls," uh, and Detective Gamble responded to Captain Sheen by saying, "Was that accidental, or were you trying to quote TLC on purpose?" And Captain Sheen responds back by saying that he doesn't understand the reference because he doesn't know what TLC is. Yeah, that part was really funny. The part where um, Captain Sheen was uh, saying some lines from TLC songs, even though he does not know what TLC is. Yeah, that was pretty funny. And um, there's another thing I didn't really like about the movie though. Um, I definitely did not like the villain, even though the villain was not in the movie that much. But Coogan is also a villain in this movie. I thought Steve Coogan was actually just fine in the movie. But yeah, with all that being said, The Other Guys is just a generic comedy. It's not really the best. It's just a movie that's just sometimes funny. I'll put it this way. But just also really a mediocre comedy. So I mean, if you're a fan of Will Ferrell, Mark Wahlberg, yeah, I'd still recommend The Other Guys. It's still a movie that you can consider watching if you like. I personally won't recommend it though because it's just not too funny. But anyways, with all that being said, for my final rating of The Other Guys, I'm gonna rate The Other Guys a 7 out of 10 stars. Just an okay comedy movie from 2010. Thank you all for watching and listening to my review on The Other Guys. Let me know in the comments what you think. This is me saying peace out.